My family laughed when my grandmother left me her old cabin. The surveyors knocked. Ma'am, you own the whole mountain. Turns out they'd been trespassing on my land for years. The will reading was at Uncle Richard's house, the custom-built one overlooking the valley where Grandma's worthless shack sat barely visible through the trees below. The lawyer adjusted his glasses. To Richard, I leave my investment portfolio valued at $340,000 and the classic car collection. Uncle Richard nodded smugly. 3 vintage cars, healthy stocks, exactly what he expected. To Patricia, I leave the beachfront condo and safety deposit box contents. Aunt Patricia smiled. That Malibu condo was worth $800,000 easy. To Michael, the jewelry collection appraised at $180,000. My parents squeezed hands. Finally, recognition. And to Emma, I leave the cabin on Deer Creek Trail and all its contents. Silence. Then Cousin Beth exploded laughing. The shack? That termite-infested outhouse? Uncle Richard wiped tears. All those summers wasted up there and that's what you get. No electricity, a well that runs dry every August. Roof's probably caved in, Aunt Patricia said. Just let the forest take it back. I'll check on it this weekend, I said quietly. More laughter. Bring a tent, Beth called, for when the floor collapses. I left while they divided the real inheritance. Grandma's car, her china, whether to list her townhouse for $650,000 or $700,000. The cabin was 2 hours up a winding dirt road. My sedan barely made it, scraping rocks twice, but the cabin stood solid. Built from logs Grandpa cut himself in 1949. Moss-covered roof intact, porch sagging but sturdy. Inside, everything waited. Grandma's chair, herb jars, and an envelope on the table. My dearest Emma, they laughed, didn't they? Let them. You're the only one who loved this land like I did. The only one who listened about property lines and survey markers. In the bedroom closet behind winter coats, metal box. Everything you need is inside. Remember, the greatest treasures look worthless to those who can't see. Love, Grandma Rose. P.S. Water the tomatoes. I found the fireproof box easily. Inside were manila envelopes, each labeled and dated. The first was a survey map from 1952. My hands shook, tracing the property lines. This wasn't 1 or 2 acres. The boundaries extended across ridge lines, following watersheds, covering. I sat hard on the bed. Second envelope, original deed and mineral rights. Third, timber rights. Fourth, aerial photos from different decades showing development gradually creeping onto what the maps clearly showed was Grandma's property, including Uncle Richard's house, Cousin Beth's vacation rentals, the ski resort's lower runs. I spent the weekend cross-referencing everything. Grandma kept meticulous records. She knew exactly what she owned and who was trespassing. She just never said anything. Sunday evening, I called a surveying company. I need a comprehensive survey. Original deed shows 2,000 acres, but I need exact boundaries marked. 2,000 acres? When was the last survey? 1952. A low whistle. You definitely need an update. A lot of development since then. Could be interesting boundary issues. 2 weeks later, surveyors arrived with GPS equipment. Tom, the lead, whistled, reviewing the documents. Ma'am, if these are accurate, you own half this mountain. How long to confirm? Give us a week. I stayed at the cabin that week, fixing things, tending Grandma's garden, ignoring family texts about giving up on that dump. Tom called Friday. You need to see this. They'd set up tables on the porch, maps everywhere. Orange survey flags dotted the mountainside in every direction. Congratulations, you own 2,347 acres of prime mountain real estate. Original was 2,000, but with how boundaries work with ridgelines, you have more. And the developments? I pulled out a map marked with red X's. Your uncle's $2.3 million house, 600 feet inside your property line. Been there since 2008. Your cousin's vacation homes, 12 houses completely on your land. They've collected rent for 6 years. I found Grandma's medical records, doctor's notes about Richard's harassment, ER report from December 2019. Injuries inconsistent with simple fall, defensive bruising as if patient tried to catch herself during a push. The nurse wrote, patient's son arrived, argued about inheritance. Security removed him, patient terrified. Grandma died 3 days later from a stroke. Toxicology showed elevated heart medication, enough to cause the stroke. Pharmacy record, Richard picked up her medications that week. He'd volunteered because she could barely drive. Headlights swept across the cabin. Richard's truck. 4 people getting out, all family. They walked toward the cabin with purpose, and Richard was carrying Grandma's old kerosene lantern, the one that leaked fuel. Full story on channel linked below.